Why all these authors write for the magazine for free? How is possible? Every time I go also abroad or inviting in festival, every time the question is always the same. How is possible that 50 people write for a magazine for free? Of course, they have a rebound that is not only an economical rebound. That's the main reason why Digital is still alive. Basically, they use Digimag as a professional tool. As a professional tool to do what? To publish and to diffuse, of course, their researches, but to have also the possibility to create new networks of contacting and creating professional bonds with other artists, with other authors, of course, with many institutions, festivals, and different organizations. And it's important, finally, to say also as an academic impact that Digimag in the last 6 months became also a scientific publication. What does it mean? It means that becoming a scientific publication, it opened the door not only to art critics and curators, but also to the world of university research and scientific research. Because I know very well that in Italy, but not only in Italy, there are many researchers inside the universities and inside the scientific world that are leading many interesting researches on the liminal border between art, design, and science that need to publish their text, and they need, of course, a scientific publication because it's important, you know, for their professional career. And the point is that there are not so many other platforms. They don't have so many other chances where to publish, you know, their text. And that's a very important point for us because it opened the door not only to the world of art and design, but also to the world of university and scientific research. The main idea behind DigiCut is the idea of the network, or the networking more in general. As I told you, there are 50 professional people working with me, behind me, beside me, as you like, on the project. And it's a network of art critics, curators, researchers, artists, theorists, teachers, and journalists, of course. Their work and collaboration, their researches, their own professional networks are the only possible engine for the realization of the magazine. The magazine is not a matter of mind, okay? Only this kind of networking connection and only the researches and the backgrounds of the people writing for the magazine are the only possible engine for a monthly publication of a magazine like Digimag. Of course, all of them belong to different communities on the internet with whom we constantly share and exchange ideas, projects, and contents production. I can give you a lot of examples, The variety of backgrounds and the different interests of digital members, in my opinion, faithfully represent today's definition of digital culture. It's a sort of mix of creativity and social research, science, communication, innovation, and art history. Which is the structure of relationship? We, not only me, we all the other people belonging to the project, we like to speak about internal dynamics and external dynamics. The internal dynamics, as you can easily think, is a sort of internal connection between the authors themselves, creating a network, creating a structure of relationship, professional relationship within the network itself. While the outside connections, of course, the external dynamics are a sort of new connections and new professional bonds creating, you know, with other entities outside the network itself. And only in this way, in the last 5 years, DigiCut has established a series of connections with many festivals, as I told you, with cultural operators, with galleries, art galleries, and cultural centers. And it's important to remember that only from these alliances and only from these connections, other numerous collaborations started among DigiCut. To coming to the end, which are our main functions and specification. As I told you, this idea of social networking, every day I heard also a lot of friends and colleagues speaking about the idea of social networking. We try to make this idea of social networking as a practical tool, as really something concrete, even if it could sound absurd. Because the digital online nature is seen at the moment as the real power of the project itself. DigiCut couldn't be what it is without these online connections. Because it's important to remember that with a small investment, DigiCut costs 30 euros in a year for an internet provider, or something like that. So with a small investment and a connection to the international mailing list, maybe you know many of them, Rhizome, Spectre, Syndicate, and many of them, the use of social online relationships, but of course a strong work on social networking and Internet 2.0 tools and accounts, Digicalt is able today to reach a very national and also international audience because it's translated, of course, also in English.